Chapter 7. AKANKSHA. February 12th, 4:02 p.m. present day. By the time the clock moves past 4 p.m., the office begins to slow down in a way that is not obvious at first glance, but becomes clear if you sit still for a moment and observe. The energy shifts. The urgency that filled the floor during the morning and early afternoon fades into something more manageable. People are still working, screens are still filled with code and emails, but the pace changes. Conversations become softer, footsteps reduce, and even the constant tapping of keyboards loses its sharp rhythm. I sit at my desk, staring at the code open on my laptop. Lines are neatly structured, logic waiting to be done, but my mind refuses to cooperate. The cursor blinks on the same line for longer than it should, as if quietly reminding me that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. Beside me, Nisha is fully focused. She has her laptop slightly angled, one hand on the keyboard, the other on the mouse, moving quickly between screens. There is a tightness in her expression that usually appears when she is working against a deadline. "Client deliverable?" I ask without looking at her. She responds briefly. "EUD, that explains it." On the other side, Mira is in the middle of a client call. Her tone is controlled, professional, but I can hear the slight edge underneath. "Yes, we'll check that and update," she says into her headset, nodding even though the other person cannot see her. A few seconds later, she mutes the call and turns slightly towards me. "If you go for tea, get me chewing gum," she says quickly. I don't react immediately. "Why me?" "I can't move," she says, pointing at her screen. "This call will go on forever. It won't end." Nisha adds, still typing, "I'm not coming either. I need to finish this." "I didn't say I'm going," I reply. Mira raises an eyebrow. "You will go." I glance at her. She continues, "Around this time only you disappear." I don't respond. Instead, I look back at my screen, but my focus doesn't return. The lines blur slightly, not because they are difficult, but because my mind is somewhere else entirely. My eyes drift to the bottom corner of the screen, 4:02 p.m. Without consciously deciding, I reach for my phone. My fingers unlock it and open Teams. It's how I usually text him. Quick, routine. I pause for a second. I type, "Tea?" I read it once. Simple. Neutral. I send it. The reply comes almost immediately. Rugov, 5 minutes. I lock my phone and place it back on the table. Mira notices. "Quick response, huh?" she says, smirking slightly before unmuting herself again. Yes, I'm here." Nisha finally looks at me. "Go now," she says calmly. "You won't work otherwise." I don't argue. I stand up, pick my phone, and step out. The corridor feels quieter than before. A few people walk past, some holding coffee cups, some discussing something softly, others heading back to their desks. The usual office noise is still present, but reduced. By the time I reach the lift area, Raghav is already there, standing slightly to the side, not leaning, not scrolling, just waiting. "You're ready?" I ask. He nods once. "Yeah." We both turn towards the lift. It is crowded, more than expected. People are packed in, someone balancing a cup carefully, someone speaking loudly on a call, a few trying to get in while others are trying to get out. I pause. He looks at the lift, then at me. "Stairs?" I ask. "Okay," he says. We walk towards the emergency exit. The door opens, and as soon as we step inside, the noise drops noticeably. The space feels quieter, almost insulated from everything outside. Our footsteps echo lightly as we begin walking down. For a few seconds, neither of us speaks. It is not uncomfortable, just quieter than usual. "Not many people use this," I say. "Yeah," he replies. We continue walking. Step by step, there's something about this space that feels separate from the rest of the office. No interruptions, no casual distractions, just movement. Even the CCTV coverage is limited here. When we reach the first floor, I slow down. "Wait," I say. He stops. "Supermarket?" I add. "Mira asked for chewing gum." "You can get it on the way back," he says. "I'll forget," I reply. He nods. The first floor corridor feels different in the evening. Still crowded, but somehow softer. The lights seem brighter against the fading day. My eyes move automatically to the right. That spot. Of course, there's nothing there now, just as it was this afternoon. But for a moment, I still see last year's poster. And that day. And him. "You coming?" he asks. I blink. Yeah. Inside the supermarket, it is calm. Only a few people are around, moving slowly through the aisles. I walk towards the rack and pick a pack of chewing gum. As I turn, I nearly bump into him. He is already standing close by, looking at the row of protein bars. For a brief second, I lose my balance. He steadies me before I can catch myself, fingers closing lightly around my wrist, just enough to hold, not enough to linger. Careful, he says, soft, almost automatic. I still for a moment. It's only a second, maybe less, but the awareness of it stretches, settles in ways that don't quite match the moment itself. I nod, straightening. He's looking at the shelf again. Protein bars. Like he was before. Like nothing interrupted it. I stop for a fraction of a second. He shifts slightly to give space. That's it, nothing more. I exhale quietly, almost to myself. For a fraction of a second, I consider saying something. I don't. There's nothing to say. I move ahead towards the billing counter. He follows a step behind, not close enough to notice, not far enough to ignore. The cashier scans the items without looking up. The beeping sound fills the silence between us. I pay, step aside, and wait without really thinking about it. He finishes a moment later. We step out, then take the lift down. The cafeteria is busy. Evening tea time, people standing in groups, talking, laughing, cups in hand. Tea? He asks. Ginger? I say. He nods. Same. We stand near the counter. 2 ginger tea, he says. We wait. After a few seconds, he says, Sham Sundar used to drink only ginger tea. I turn slightly. Your friend, right? The IT recruiter? Yeah, college. What is he doing now? Not sure, he says, lost touch. I nod. Good guy. He smiles faintly. Yeah, we take the tea and move to a table, sit opposite each other. For a moment it feels normal, like any other tea break. I take a sip. It's hot, I say. Yeah, he replies. A small pause. How was your day? I ask. Normal, he says. Meetings mostly. I nod. Same. Another pause. This is where the conversation should continue. Usually something comes up, random topic. Work. Something Mira said. Something Nisha added. Today, nothing comes. I wait. Not obviously. But I do. Maybe he'll ask something. Anything. About today. About the memory. About Valentine's Day. He doesn't. He just takes another sip of tea. Calm, normal, unaware. I look at him for a second. He doesn't notice, or maybe he does, he just doesn't react. I look away. The noise of the cafeteria continues around us, but it feels distant. Time slows down. You're going to the gym today, I ask, even though I already know. No, it's a rest day, he replies. I don't ask anything more. I nod. Silence again. I wrap my fingers around the cup slightly tighter. The warmth settles in. He is still not asking, not even indirectly. For him, this is just another day, another tea break. For me, it isn't. 2 days. That's all. I take another sip. The tea has cooled slightly. Our eyes meet once, briefly. Then both of us look away. The silence stays. This time, it is not empty, it is heavy. But neither of us breaks it.